right. And that's exactly how it goes. And that's
Yeah,
exactly how it goes.
you just seen it. Well, heard it, seen it. That's, but that's their whole job, man, is to bait the black women into getting their feelings.
But
That's
and when
their
they go
whole
crazy,
job, man, is to bait the black women into getting their feelings.
but
All of a sudden, I can hear myself. What?
Yeah,
But yeah, that's their job, man. Bait the women and getting their feeling. Then when the woman reacts, now they got something to back up what they said. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like, see, that's what black women do, and that's why we can't do it with black women.
right.
So it's all that's the objective, man. And we you got to be smarter than that, black women.
Yeah, you
When you go
do.
on that show, you got to
You
be
do.
smarter than that.
You gotta be because look at how far they let it get. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they wanted them to get to that point, and they knew it was
yeah,
gonna get to that point. They knew that she knew him. They sat them right next to each other, like
yeah.
just clown stuff. Fresh and fit, y'all some clowns. Sick of
Wow,
this.
you going there?
Fresh and
Hey, I already
man.
heard they trying to
Hey,
cancel them
listen,
anyway.
I'm going there. They should cancel them because they some clowns. Get them out the space. But I ain't gonna say cancel them. I don't believe in that counseling mess. I'm gonna be honest. I don't believe in that, man. I believe everybody should be able to say what they want to say. Everybody should have a lane to be able to say whatever they want to say, and whoever agrees with that, you entitled to check that out and look at that and have fun with that. The people that
Right.
don't agree with that, man, you got a right to say you don't agree with that, and you should have a right to say you don't agree with that, and they should have a right to block you.
Well, black women right now ain't feeling fresh and fit right now.
And they shouldn't. I mean, they some clowns, man. Listen, I don't care what you say. We go to the club. These dudes go to the club. They section only gonna be lit because they paid them. They probably got some escorts with them. These dudes is clowns, bro. Like they ain't
Who,
got no
who
game,
who's
huh?
their audience? Who's their audience?
And see, that's the thing. Their audience are nerds. They're not that
Uh-huh.
nerd is a negative thing, but their audience are nerds, guys that are not really don't really have swag, not guys that have gotten girls. Their audience are guys that really are deprived of getting female attention, and they talking to those guys that are really on the extreme spectrum because they were on the extreme spectrum. But then they found some ways to start getting some bread. They found some ways to get some attention and
It's working
it's
for them.
guys it's working for them. It's guys like them, shy, reserved, all of that crap. Like them dudes ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't really on it. They ain't no sharks out here in these streets. They ain't no lions.
Ain't no
The
real, ain't
yeah,
no
they
real people listening to them.
ain't no real people listening to them. The real dudes ain't listening to them. It's clowns, man. Look at these dudes, man. Like Mr. Terrific or whatever the heck dude name is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Bam did well for himself, but he a clown. He a clown too. It's like he a clown too, man. They got characters. They deal with characters. You know what I'm saying? These guys, man, the way they talk and stuff. It's like, man, the way y'all talk, y'all put yourself in a position where it's like you're you're never like how are you gonna get a woman?
You know
Like,
how they gonna get them.
yeah, you're gonna pay for it.
Gonna
Like
be like, hey, you
because
know I got a show. Look how many subscribers I have.
right, right.
I'm checking I'm checking the bag.
right. Look what I got. Look what I
Yeah,
got going on. It's
yeah.
like, nah, these guys are trash, man. I'm just
I
like,
ain't knocking you, man, but y'all can't knock out black women, bro. Like
nah,
I
they
ain't going
can't,
for that.
and they do that, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one the black dude is, fresh or fit or
The dark
whatever.
skinned guy.
Yeah, who's he? Fit,
I don't
fresh,
know.
fat,
I don't. Right, right, because he ain't fit.
fugly, fugly, F and F, fugly and
Yeah.
fugly and
He gotta be fresh.
fugly and fakey,
I
fresh
don't
and
even think
fresh and
that's
fugly.
any of it. Lamers.
That's lame. I think fresh
They
and
gave
fit name is lame. I mean, people can think your name is lame too, but I mean, I just don't rock it, man. I'm just gonna keep it 100, and I think that yeah, Them dudes is clowns. I come on the show and tell them how their philosophy and game plan. They don't understand the real world because they don't get chicks for real.
I don't think they care though. They
They
do get
don't care.
chicks.
You know,
They
yeah,
get
you're right.
chicks.
You're right. It's a certain formula. They got the show. They use that. They most definitely using their clout to their
They
advantage.
not getting black chicks, maybe, and I think they are still getting black chicks, but I don't think black chicks is who they want anyway. That's why they invite them to the show and down them.
That's obvious. That's obvious.
You know what I mean? They don't like them because they can't get them.
But it's like every time I look, I'm like, man, I'm listening to some of these dudes. I'm like, that dude don't need to be telling nobody nothing. He needs to go heal. He needs
Man,
Jesus.
right. The
Like
blind leading the blind.
the blind leading the blind. Like that dude should not be telling nobody a thing.
Like my
Like,
thing is,
dude,
you listening to this guy?
right?
That'd be
Y'all
my
roll,
thing.
y'all rolling with him?
Like, you
Like
believe that shit?
this your man's?
Whose man is this?
Whose man's
Whose
is
man
this?
is this? If I walk in and buddy start talking to me, that's the first thing I'm gonna say. Whose man is this, bro?
Period. It's like whose guy is this? Like
Who brought the
this
dude?
dude. Who brought this
Bro,
guy?
homie over here, man. That's your
This
guy,
dude a weirdo.
right? That's your guy, MH.
Now, um, but see, and then with these fresh and fit dudes, man, they not giving people. They giving these guys information, but it's like it's real superficial, man. It's like
Exactly.
real, like, oh, here's the formula. Don't let women do this. Leverage your wealth. Get yourself together. Get your bag. It's like you start really employing these things, and then everybody's just in this rat race, and it's basically a us versus them. It's
It's
like
always
how
been
do
like that.
it
You know
it
what I'm saying?
has men knowing how to leverage what they have, and women knowing how to leverage what they have
Right.
for their
My,
survival.
it's always been that, man. My
Yeah,
and the crazy thing, man, it's always been that way, but now these guys got a platform. And the
right.
people listening to them, man, they actually going out there acting the same way as those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
You see it all the time.
and that's the crazy part. Oh, and I should have, and that's the crazy part. And we might as well get into it. So that's the crazy part. And I was watching Tinder Swindler. Have you seen that on Netflix yet?
Absolutely not.
So the thing about Tinder Swindler, it's funny that you said that. Guys are going out and they repeating this formula. It's like, man, this dude, man, he was gaming chicks all across Europe. He had like chicks that he basically had them believing like this dude had he was a billionaire's son, and they dealt in arms, and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
was chasing him. He would basically had the chicks believing that he was getting chased all over the globe, and they would take out loans to send him
Right.
money because he couldn't get money and stuff like this and all this other stuff, bro. But like you said, the formula only works because the formula that's embedded in the modern woman. This
Hmm.
guy was able to appeal to what appeals to them. He was
Yeah.
using other women's money to take them on lavish trips, be generous, and was doing it so later on he could ask for a favor.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. That's cool. That's pimping. You know, I wasn't mad at that. I was actually intrigued by it.
I
You
mean,
know what
it
I'm
was
saying? He
very
wasn't
interesting, bro.
he wasn't
He what?
disrespecting them,
Nah, he was just spinning
using them,
lies. Yeah,
right? Spinning you, and they was going. Ain't that what pimps do?
but I respect him. I respect him because all he did was he capitalized on who they are.
Yeah,
If they weren't who they are, he wouldn't have been able to capitalize on them because they were looking for the glitz, the glam, the trips. They were looking for taking us here, there, everywhere. They was looking for that. They was feeling
right.
that. And when he
Yep.
gave them that, that appealed to their senses these chicks was busting it wide open. They only known them less than 12 hours.
He sold them a dream,
Yeah.
and they went, and then they invested in that dream. So, hey, tip my hat. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Man,
compare him
hey,
to them fresh and fit guys, though. That's totally different. You know what I'm
hey,
saying?
totally different. Totally different. Totally different. But it's similar because it speaks to that because of the way that they are constructing their lives and what appeals to them, you're able to execute a consistent formula that really, yeah, you can give guys the blueprint like Fresh and Fit do. You can give them that little blueprint, and if they have means, if they're six-figure earners, they can work that, and they can be able to, you know what I'm saying, do their thing and accomplish getting chicks.
Yeah.
Cause there are chicks out there, mostly that consist of being a modern woman, that mostly um will go for that formula. That formula works for them. It
If you
works.
got it. Now, look,
If you got it. You gotta
right.
have the means though. Like I said,
You
you gotta
don't,
have the
though.
means
You
though.
don't. Because this guy,
Well, yeah, this
that's
guy
why,
this guy pump fake. But
right.
but he pump fake though.
There's nothing wrong with that.
So he had to fake the means
Mm-hmm.
to be able to pump fake.
I mean, you do it. Everybody done did it. I ain't saying in a massive way like that, but
Oh yeah, yeah, we
if I
all
met
done
my
did it.
girl
It's like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and she said she loves Chinese food, and I'm not a big Chinese food eater, guess what? We're going to get Chinese food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I gotta fake it till I make it, man. Shit. This guy just did it on a bigger scale. Like, hey, it's impressive, man. I love it.
Oh man, it was impressive, man. That dude was flying. He was not flying commercial, bro. He was flying private on them chicks.
The hit 'em
And
chicks
and
explain what happened to him.
and he is not a billionaire's son. He
Right.
is a regular dude.
Impressive. That's impressive. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then hear some of the chicks say they still in love with him.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, like, hey, he was a
She
great
did.
guy.
She like no matter what, she was still in love with him. You know what I'm
Yeah, I
saying? It
like.
was charismatic.
So
It
hey,
was crazy.
you gotta salute that guy, man. I
Yeah.
didn't watch.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about now. I seen a little bit of it. I seen one
Yeah.
woman
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about it. Just in the
Right.
what they call it before you watch the movie. You want to see a little
Yeah. A little trailer, a little preview.
trailer. Exactly
Hmm.
right. So yeah,
Yeah.
I seen it too many times, so it wasn't no big thing to watch it. She had
Yeah.
it everyday life, man.
I was bored, man. It ain't much on TV these days that really catch my attention. You know what I'm saying? That really catch my attention. Um. Uh.
Fry. Remember the Netflix little thing Fry with Ja Rule
Yeah, I
and the
saw
other
that.
guy.
That's crazy too. Yeah, that's
Gave
nuts.
me them vibes like that dude sold a dream. People,
Yeah, sold a super dream. People believe it because he had a
yeah,
commercial.
and they believe it. You ask them to invest money into it. That money
Right,
becomes your money. You know,
right,
that's
right,
what this guy did. Sold him a
right.
dream.
Yeah,
They invested money into whatever dream he sold him.
right,
He made it work, flipped it, whatever he did, and used that to show them that he got money.
right,
But that's your money you just gave him.
right,
Like,
right.
wow,
It don't
wow.
make sense. Right.
And then
It's
like
crazy just recycling other people's money to do other to use other people's money. You
use
know what
their
I'm
money
saying?
to get them.
Right. To get them.
Wow.
Like you just gonna use their money to get them. It's
To prove
crazy.
that I do have money.
Right.
Hey,
But
hey, we gotta get them on the show.
yeah, that'd be great. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna reach out. We most definitely
Right.
can get him on the show. We most definitely can get him on the show. I already know we can.
I
I
know
already
he's
know
not
we
gonna be
can.
disrespectful to the women, so
Right. But as my man's being say, um, we most definitely as men, we don't like to be just pigeonholed to being protectors and providers, and but it's hard because sometimes it just feels like dead is a bank, a just unlimited bank of dead.
Right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
this
saying? Like
dad.
dad. Like I had an incident today. Like my daughter, she just takes off in the car. Got a low tire on the car. She just takes off. She's got like 6 miles to go to this place that she's trying to go to. She's trying to get to the discount tire. She really should just wait on me and let me handle it, but she was thirsty. And she just takes off, tire ends up exploding, and she just blah 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 blah, blah down the street. And I know she felt this difference in the car way before this
Right.
time, but
Right.
she just didn't care. She had somewhere she wanted to be, something she wanted to do, you know what I'm saying? And she was go.
She,
It don't matter.
she,
It don't matter.
the plan was coming together for her.
It was coming together for her.
Like
She gonna
alarm was
make it up.
there.
Yeah. It was
Dad will
all
never
good.
know. Tire be
Right.
fixed. He won't
Right.
even say anything.
He won't even say anything. They'll be surprised. Us women to get the tire fixed. We did it on
Uh
our
huh.
own. We
Look
lit.
at look at God.
Eh, your players got shot down. Listen to the man. Listen to the dad. Okay? I am not an unlimited bank. Listen to me so you don't cost me bread. You had to get the car towed, all kind of crazy stuff that could have totally been avoided. Just would have gave me a couple more minutes to get back to the house.
That's kids
Impatience,
though, man.
man. That's kids, and I had to chop it up to, man, that's kids, man. That's just your kids. That's just how they do. At times they're gonna mess up, man. But she a good girl. She made a mistake. She needs to really like I told her, she gotta check the car. She's a young lady and she never wants to be stranded on the side of the road. So she has to pay attention to it. And she really didn't because she just had her plans. It was full steam ahead. I'm like, now that's a really expensive hairdo.
Right.
Added on
Mine
a
is
tote.
my, you can just tell
Plus,
she had her mind so caught up in getting her head done that she didn't even notice that the
she ain't even
cars.
noticed, bro. And I'm telling you, this car was leaning before she left. Like I got an air compressor that I'm able to blow it up with. So I was gonna blow it up before I took it out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
But I knew it was leaning. The car was like
So you know that
I
was 6 psi's in there.
it was three in
Six.
there. It was 3, 4 in there. 3, 4. It was 3, 4 psi in there, and she went for it. She went for the gold. She said we could do it. I think I can. I think I can. Face.
But look, it's you gotta chop it up to kids being kids. Um,
Oh man, kids being kids cost you some bread.
yeah, me and Derek was talking. Debo, we were talking earlier before I got on here. He
Hmm.
was reminiscing about the time he got his dad's truck, and he had told him we was going to Hillside Bowling Alley. But what happened was we was never going there. We was gonna go out west. You know what I'm saying, get up with his brother. We get out west. We on Laramie and Madison. Red light. It had been raining a little bit, so the streets was a little wet. Light turns green. Derek
Hmm.
speeds off and slams into. We go in the other lane, go head on with a car.
Oh shoot.
So we probably about 20 years old. He calls his dad like, "Hey, I'm out west. Just had an accident in a truck." His dad comes there. I'm like, man, we really screwed the pooch on this one.
Right. we really screwed this up.
Right. His dad come out, man, throw his keys on the ground, go straight inside the bar. It was a bar on Madison right there. What was it, Laramie? He go inside the bar, man. He didn't trip, but he knew. I was telling Derek, like, man, your father just knew, man.
Oh!
Yeah, yeah. Like we kids. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it. We was
Right.
good kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We weren't
Right.
troublemakers.
Right.
But when he seen us, I just saw it in his face, like, you motherfuckers. I knew y'all was on bullshit. Knew it. Knew it. But yeah, you gotta chop it up, man. Kids being kids, making silly decisions.
Man, yeah, man, it's just hard though. You know what I'm saying? Because you like, man, they they dig it into your pockets off of their mistakes because they don't want to listen or take the time to just pause and actually think and actually look at what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's asking too
It's
much.
I know,
That's
right?
asking too much, man. For them to sit back and think before they do something. How many
Ah,
times have you
man.
said you didn't think that out, did you? Huh? I thought
Oh
I
man,
did.
so many times. And I do believe we did a lot more thinking than they did
Oh,
than they
you
do
know what?
now.
I don't know, man. I used to hear
Who
them speeches
knows?
a lot
That
with
you
my
need to
dad.
stop and think.
Right, just like, man, why you keep giving these people my money? It's your money.
Right,
Just whatever it was, man. Getting tickets. He's like, dude,
right.
why you keep giving them your money? Then when you can't afford it, it's on me. You know what I'm saying? Pay your car note. I'm the co-signer. If you don't pay, they coming for me. Like, there's one missed payment, man. Relax. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, this is my credit. It messes with my credit. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to us at that point. So, man, I'm gonna tell you one thing though, Mike. The money you issue out gets greater later.
Oh yeah, and
So,
and the mistakes get bigger.
yeah. So, this you can't stop them. You just hope to contain them. You know what I'm saying?
You just hope to that the bleeding isn't as much.
Right. That wasn't bad for you today.
Yeah, it turned out as best as I could have expected. No rims were bent. She was safe, and the tow didn't cost me as much as I thought. So
And your wife got
I counted
four
all
brand new
joy.
tires.
Ooh,
She
whoop
got
de
four
doo.
brand new. The
That I
plan
got.
worked for them.
Yeah, it worked for them, you know, but they could have helped me out by just rescheduling in the first place.
No, they're thinking, look at God. Marcus was twiddling his fingers about getting these tires fixed on my car, getting it
Ah,
switched
set
out.
your ass up. You sound like my wife.
Exactly.
About
That's what.
you are taking too long. We all have to take responsibility. Like no, the hell we
Yeah,
don't.
yeah. You should have been got them tires replaced. I'm
Right.
ready. I'm ready.
You been said you was gonna do it.
Summertime will be here before you know it. I'm ready to bid in Grant.
Wild hunters, man.
She's
Wild
seeing
hunters
you pull off
talking.
in your truck and her car sitting on the flat,
She ain't
going on
going
the
nowhere.
third week. How many weeks has it been since that tire was low?
Man, I've been putting it up every couple days because it's got a
Yeah,
slow leak in it,
yeah. It was
and it's
it
just
was
in the
time.
garage.
It was time. It was time for them
It
tires,
was
man.
time, but it shouldn't have happened like that though. Don't stop giving them excuses.
It's not an excuse, man. God works in mysterious ways.
and
Yeah,
he had you spinning bread. Nah, my daughter just jumped the gun. She was tripping because she was thirsty to get her hair done.
he used her. He used your daughter. Like so,
maybe
if
maybe
anybody
some.
gonna get Marcus to get these tires to be fixed, it's Mikhail. So yeah, it worked.
I guess so.
You
I
did
guess
it.
so, man. I guess.
Look,
I
your
guess.
wife sleep. Hey, your wife is sleeping good right now.
But with the kids, yeah, she's fine. She can care
Yeah,
less. Like they just suffer me and just listen to me, what I'm saying, complain and just shrug me off. Like, man, that was like they probably like that wasn't that bad. He was actually pretty cool because I ain't yelling nothing. I was more mortified that they did what they did and
Right.
was concerned about how much it was gonna cost me.
You're
So
not gonna get away with this without hearing a story.
period. You're gonna
So
get all kind of lectures, and
yeah,
and for the next week, every time you speak, I'm gonna remind you that you did
right,
that.
right.
Like Michaela already sick of me. She's sick.
Mm-hmm.
That is already sick of me. She's sick of me already.
She probably
So
thinking,
she,
man, it's just a tired, Dad. Relax.
oh yeah, it's like okay, no,
It,
okay, you ain't
you know,
listening.
she didn't. Mom just said, "Ah, I needed those tires anyway, so
You know it.
it's okay, Makala. It's okay.
Get the baby comfort.
Yeah,
What about me? What about me? Where's my comfort?
you got comfort in knowing that your wife and daughter could now ride around without worrying about a car. I mean, the tire. You don't have to worry about putting air in that tire no more. You gotta look at the bright side, Mark.
Guess what? That car gonna go back in the garage, and I'm still gonna be carting everybody around in mine. So it's gonna be nice and brand new tires, saving her mileage in the garage. But you know what? I'm gonna switch them out. I'm gonna put mine in the garage, and hers gonna be on the outside.
Switch out the tires and put them on yours.
On the real, on the real, I stood. But my
You know
tires
what?
are good. I just
We
got my tires fixed, so I'm straight on it. I'm straight on it. But that begs the question, man. We got a lot of kids doing crazy stuff though these days, and really doing crazy stuff and getting over on their parents. I was thinking about like yesterday, what I'm saying? I seen like a lot of like the athletes and stuff walking around and stuff. And it's like, man, they walking around. It's like, what I'm saying, a couple hundred people in there. And they pants is down to their knees, you know what I'm saying? And it's like nobody's saying nothing. And then you had these shorties that is steady having issues in school repeatedly or issues with the law, steady getting locked up, you know what I'm saying, repeatedly doing this stuff. And then somebody's bailing them out. Somebody's believing a
mm,
story and believing they not who they showing you that they really are. You know what I'm
mm.
saying? What's your take on that lately and how that's been kind of plaguing the community right now?
I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. It's not enough. I'm trying to put this without offending anyone.
Okay.
Well, first and foremost, black fathers, we gotta be more present. Black men,
Right.
period, man.
Right.
Because even when you was telling me that story about the guys walking around with their pants down to their knees, and you said no one was saying nothing,
Yeah, no dids. All of us strong men in here, and not a one person is gonna say something.
nobody said nothing then to them
Not
that
a
you saw.
one. Not a one. I mean, this man, this one kid, right? He had underneath, he had like some specially padded leggings and like the pad is probably for like football, really, but like the pads was like at a certain place between his butt and then like on the side and stuff. And it's like he got his pants down, and this underwear is just showing. And it's like I'm pretty sure you just hooped in this too, because
Right.
this ain't no regular underwear. And you just got your booty just all out, and you just comfortable. You just walking up and down the bleachers. You done came up here several times when you bending over to hug people, your booty all in people's face. It's like, man, it's like, wow. It's like not a
Who?
one person said, hey man, you pull your pants up, bro.
If we been honest, man, the black woman was always the one to say something. The woman, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Back in the
because
day,
as you, yeah, yeah,
you get checked by it don't be your parent, just be another parent there, or just
right,
an elder.
right,
So partially, it's us as parents or just adults. we gotta fix that. Everything starts at home, man. The black fathers gotta be present, man, because kids getting away with a lot of stuff that they wouldn't get away with if the father was present. And when I
Right.
say present,
Yeah. Right.
man, you can be there physically and not be there emotionally or mentally.
Right. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? If you there and you provoking what your kid doing, like I'm always telling Diamond, man, pull your goddamn pants up, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if someone else tell me they saw you with your pants down, I'm gonna get on you.
Right.
Like you just can't do that, man. It's disrespectful. I get it, you know, whatever. It's the trend. I sag a little bit, but I don't want to see nobody underwear.
Right.
Why you didn't say nothing?
You know what? You know, I didn't say nothing because I seen him dealing with so many people in the stands that it's like if these people closest to him not gonna say
Right,
a word,
right,
if I say something to this
right.
young man, I may have to fight like this whole arena
Right.
because mom's gonna be like, "What you tripping on, man?"
Like,
Like, you
what this
know,
do? So
like
you
who
like
is
if
this dude?
everybody else cool with it?
It's like
Alright,
he
I'm gonna
start he
call
started at
that.
the bottom. He started at the bottom. He done hug like 5, 6 people. Get to the middle, talking to people. Get to the top. He just coming to say what's up to some, what I'm saying, to some people. It's like none of these people say, hey, none of these women say, hey, none of these men say, hey, pull your pants up. You know how the women used to do, they just grab your stuff and be like, boy,
I
what you
was just about to
doing?
say that. I like back in the day they pull your stuff up for you.
And they watching him walk away from them. And it's like, bro, I'm pretty sure you could like probably actually pull your shirt down, but you just don't care. And it's
Yeah,
like you're trying to show that you don't care. And it's
yeah.
like it's really crazy. It's like it's
It's
really
disrespectful,
asinine.
man.
It's
I take it as
disrespectful.
disrespect. Like,
Hey, and that's what I feel too, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, and you know why I will say I paused too? Because I had the kids with me. Like if I was by myself, I may have said something because like the third time he came up there, it's just like, hey, bro, every time you bend over that way, your booty is in my face.
nobody want to see
And
all that, man.
I don't want to see your underwear, fam. And I'm sure none of these women, mothers, children want to see it either. It's like, so, bro, what is
You would
get
have
it
got
together?
you would have got a standing ovation, man.
I probably would have because every time I do stuff like that, I do. You know what I'm saying? Like people be like, man, yeah, that's right. Cause it's
I'm
like
good.
these days, man, people will people will gladly assimilate with the masses, and that's a great reference back to the title of tonight's show, Willful Ignorance 2022. People will gladly just claim willful ignorance because they don't want to smoke, you know,
That's it.
and I want all the smoke.
It's you're
New pack,
scared.
new packs
People
on deck.
that
Make
was
new
you.
packs every day.
I mean, it is a little different these days though,
It
because
is because there is a legitimate fear of what that retaliation could be. It's
yeah,
like I'm in the woods, so quite easily mines could just decide they want to jump me, shoot me because I said pull your pants up. Because
yeah,
it's like, okay, if these people are claiming willful ignorance, are they gonna come to his defense when I say something?
yeah.
You know, it's
It's
like,
quite
yeah,
possible. People
because
don't want you talking to their kids no more, telling their kids what to
exactly,
do.
and if their pride and honor is in this little Negro that's hooping, well, you can't say nothing bad about him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that segues in. It keeps us in the topic that we in. Of I also put athletes getting over on teachers and parents. Like I was looking at just how like and just from my life and experience and growing up, just how athletes are just given a longer stick. It's like if you are an athlete, you can get away with murder. And when I say get away with murder, I literally mean
Get away with
get
murder.
away with murder. Like there are stories of getting away with murder. Ray Lewis got away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Like many of these dudes then kill
Well,
hookers, all kind of stuff. But when you're an athlete, people just give you this certain this certain leeway to mess up that's just
you
not
think
afforded
it's?
to people that don't have um super genetic abilities. And I
I
think
agree.
that is it's something that we really need to change in society. It's like these people are not like, I don't know. They just shouldn't be reverenced. Like they're really just entertainers. Like they go out there and they perform for us every weekend on the telly. It's like we so
Well, this is
impressed with them.
different. It's a different dynamic. Uh, when you talking about professional athletes, we talking about money. So you invest a lot of money in that person. You know, that's an investment.
What do you
Uh,
mean?
as an athlete, man, you get it's money involved. So if I'm investing in you, and they saying you killed someone, right? You got money, so you got better lawyers to get you out of there, man. But is it any different than the kid in high school who he's a star athlete, so he don't have to do his work, and they're gonna make sure he get good grades so he can play
No, it's
and
not no
help win
different.
games.
And it's not no different. And that little fucker should flunk.
Wait a minute. See, I
Yeah.
benefited from that.
Yeah, I
So
mean, well, your ass should have flunked too. You should have did your damn homework, Kevin. Like
this
everybody else
school,
had to turn in that project, but somehow Mr. Baker decided that you get to turn in tomorrow
right?
because if you don't get to turn in
I
tomorrow,
don't get to
then you don't
play.
play on Saturday and we don't beat Nazareth. That's a
Exactly,
load of bull crap, Kevin. You got
dude.
unfair advantages and treatment because you were a superstar athlete that you did not deserve.
Well,
Be-
you
because you
don't
ran
understand the
because
weight
you
that was
ran
on my shoulders. I had to carry that school, and had we lost, everything would have been on me. So
Boo.
that's a whole different dynamic.
Oh, you held the weight of Walter Luther on your
Yeah,
shoulders.
man, it messed with my mental, man. Who could think about homework when I got reporters? I got kids coming up to me, fans like, "Hey, man, we need you tomorrow, bro. Man, kill
Wait, wait,
for
wait,
us. We
wait.
need this
I
game."
I hear you on that, but what about after the season, Kevin? You still were doing your work.
Yes, I was. I had to.
I just
I mean, once they don't need you no more, you're
yeah, yeah,
useless.
yeah. You got to get your stuff done.
It's on
So,
you
but during
now.
the season though, you
Yeah,
can
it
do
was
whatever you want
wonderful.
to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
the
but
teachers that tell me like, "Hey, man, you're not passing," and I go talk to my coach and come back the next day. Hey,
but
move.
what do you think about that? What do you think that teaches the kid that has that privilege, and what does that teach the kids that don't have it?
They gotta work harder, lift weights,
Hey,
run.
Kevin, that's a lot. So, man, shots fired at the kids that need to do more. Kevin, you an a hole.
Do my
hey,
homework.
some of us are 6'1", 6'2", two hundred
Here we go.
pounds.
Here we go.
Like some of us aren't made that way and able to run like gazelles. Like,
Well, I always looked at it like this, man. Like I'm out there risking my health for you to go around and say my school is great at football. So I had people that would legit come up to me and be like, "You need me to need me to help you with this test. I'm more than willing to help you," you know.
right, right, right,
And I
right,
would be
right.
like, Well, why don't
Like
you
let's.
just give me all the answers? I don't be. I don't want to.
I don't want your help.
I don't
I
need.
want the answers. Give me the answer. What is the answer, Miss
Right.
Lady? I need
Just
the
do it.
answers.
Just do it for me.
I don't. Right. Just get it done.
Like I gotta
Like
go
what?
to practice. I don't.
I got
Hey,
things to do. Like I ain't got time to be searching for the real answers.
but look,
Like
to answer your question, man. Like once you reach the professional sports, you got money, man. So hey, that's with anything. If you got money and you get tried with murder, you can get a better lawyer and try to get off with that shit. So I don't think it got nothing to do with being an athlete. I think it gets anybody with money. That's what they do, right? And some of them get away with it. Happens all the time.
yeah, I mean it's crazy to think of the privileges afforded people that have money. You know what I'm saying?
What I would say, do they deserve a chance to play again? That type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you beat up your girlfriend. Look at Ray Rice. He beat his girlfriend up, man. It cost him his career. So times are changing, man. Look, that was that a cancel culture move?
I mean, it was a yeah, that was the
That
original
was the
cancel
beginning.
culture move. That was that was the beginning right there. That
Yeah,
was the original cancel culture move. Cancel culture move. Absolutely it was.
because it wasn't happening before. You was like, man, you could kill somebody and come back
Oh
and play.
yeah, like we said, Ray Lewis, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like if Ray Caruth got off, no matter how bad it looked, he would have been back. Um, you had a lot
nah,
of guys. I mean, the stuff that Lawrence Taylor did in his heyday. I mean, those Raider teams, like these guys will definitely got some rape, battery, murder
yeah.
charges all on their records and stuff. All
It's a,
on them.
it's a different day, man. So
All on them.
you can't do that stuff anymore. Definitely anything with a woman
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is that's pretty much your career.
Yeah, that's your career now. And they're so protected. But if a woman stole off of you and you got arrested, they would probably still bury you.
Investigate. Yeah, it's an because it's not gonna say she stole on you. It's gonna say it was a
No,
domestic
it is the domestic
altercation.
events, yeah,
So let's
altercation, issue or
we're gonna
whatever you want to have you.
we'll sit you
So
down for a minute. You're not gonna play.
yeah,
Get you out the spotlight. We
most
figure out
definitely,
what we gonna do. You still gonna get paid though.
right. Hey, um, but yeah, but that's just how that goes. Like you said, when you got means, you got money. Like we talked about earlier about with the fresh and fit, the formula they giving, and then when you have those things, you have athletics. You know, un undeservingly those people get a voice, get a platform when a lot of them are just some dummies that ended up being good at athletics or being good at entertainment and end up getting some money and they still dummies.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
it's very
I
it's
don't.
very frustrating because this is what's being presented to our community because they don't actually go and take the intellectuals and the algorithm puts out their stuff and puts it out so people can see it so the masses can consume it. The only
No,
thing
it's
that you
boring.
get, yeah, right.
No,
So from the algorithm, all you're gonna get is death and destruction. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
That's all you're gonna
And
get is death and destruction. So it's like, what are we doing? You know, it's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing.
crazy that we
And
fall for it. That's the crazy thing.
it
We
is, and that we don't push back. You know, it's like how do I say this? Um, it's like we have so much sympathy for the fallen, but we don't have this sense of urgency when they was out here living reckless. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
It's like we have to start actually attacking the problem before there's a tragic end to it, and then all of a sudden it's a cause. It's like even even with a lot of this stuff that's going on, like these rappers getting killed and stuff, man, it's like what was what was going on in their lives? What were they doing? They were doing stuff trying to portray what they were, rapping about and what they are peddling to our kids, what they telling our kids, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like what they're saying to influence our kids is like look at look at the fact that people had sympathy for Cardi B, even though she bullies everybody. That's how she got her fame in the first place, really.
Right.
And then she bullies everybody, but then as soon as Tasha K spreads some slander about her, now all of a sudden she's a victim and there's a lawsuit and she couldn't sleep, she couldn't eat, she didn't want to kiss her daughter. Listen, if you know you ain't got herpes on the mouth, why you don't want to kiss your daughter?
Right. That was stupid, but
Yeah, that was all court speech because that's what's gonna get the best money. You know what I'm saying? And the courts is where, what I'm saying, she could play that out. But it's like, man, we
money.
gotta stop letting these people dictate our community. Because these people are the worst of us, but they're shown the most to us.
Yeah,
Say
exactly.
that again. These are the worst of us, but are shown the most to us. So what do you think is going on here? You know what I'm saying?
It's the us part, man. Like all of us don't like. I'm constantly teaching my kids, like, man, look, rap entertainers, that's not real.
Right.
You
These
know,
are these are these are these are hoe cakes that are fronting as gangsters because they were real gangsters. They wouldn't have time to be sitting here in the studio rapping
right? Like,
and
look,
going on tours and being on Twitter and being on Instagram
like
and
real
entertaining you.
gangsters don't talk.
Right.
Real
They
gangsters
do.
don't tell you what they did. They don't talk about it. I'm like, it's not. I'm like, this is not real, man. And they out here emulating that, getting killed and killing people.
Right.
Like, wow. When did like rappers? It's dangerous to be a rapper now. Ain't that crazy?
It's super crazy. It's dangerous. They said it's one of the most dangerous professions per capita by percentage um, in the
Wow.
world is to be a rapper. It's one of the most dangerous professions that exist. Like that's nuts, bro. Like to be a rapper to spit rhymes is dangerous to your health. Like you could die trying to be a rapper. Like that is crazy.
Well, that's what the agenda was, man. Because I was
Right.
listening to it was I think it was Crazy Bone. It was Crazy Bone and another guy on the podcast, and they was reading a letter from some rapper. He wanted to go unnamed. They went to some special meeting. This back in the day,
Right.
and when he got there, it was a bunch of upcoming rappers,
Mhm.
and they said they walked in there, bunch of white guys, suits. You know, a lot of them they didn't know. Some of them had their face covered, but they pretty much was telling them, made them sign the sheet of paper saying whatever we talk about can't be talked about. Period. Outside this room.
Right.
I'm saying if you're uncomfortable with it and you feel like you can't abide by it, you could leave. And I think a couple of them left, but then they said they went on to say, look, the jail systems, the private jails, are owned by a lot of people in here. So we need you guys to rap about violence. Because if you rap about it, people starts to emulate that lifestyle.
Right.
And if people start doing that, more people will go to jail. And that affects the pockets of the people in this room. And if they get money, we're gonna get you money.
Right.
And
You're gonna
the
benefit.
title of that podcast was When the Rap Game Changed. And look at rap today. Look at rap today. I'm like drill music. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I could see that. I could definitely see that happening. And the guys that walked out, they said they had someone, catch them outside just to remind them that they can't say anything about that meeting.
Of course, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying?
You can't say a
Show them
word
a piece
about
of
it.
paper and say, if you say something, your career is done. You're through. Now I want to say that was 16, maybe 20 years ago. The guy said that happened. He just
Right.
spoke about it recently in the letter. He said he was tired of holding it in, and I'm like, just look at rap today, like the drill music. That's
And, and look at how, like, before we saw, like I was telling my kids the other day, we saw all of our old rapper, our all of our rappers we grew up with. We actually got to watch most of them get old
yeah,
and get wiser and mature
yeah.
and see it's okay to be a dad, a husband, a wife. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to grow up. Like, we're mature now. Like, we speak mature rap. Like, we speak what kind of money we got. Like, we not still in the trenches. Like, these shorties now, how long Dirk been in the music business? And he's still talking like he from the trenches. And the man ain't been in Chicago and been on the block in how long?
Exactly,
But
exactly.
he can never stop talking that talk because that's the only reason he's there.
That's the agenda.
That's the agenda. That's the only reason he's there. Only reason he's there is to talk that talk. The moment he stop talking that talk, he gonna stop getting any kind of
Yeah,
pub.
that's it.
They gonna cut him off. They gonna cut his water off.
Well, look. Any? Do you even hear positive rap anymore,
Exactly.
or
I was
just fun
saying that the
rap?
other day. All you
Just
hear is
fun
fun
rap.
rap.
I mean, you don't even hear fun rap no more.
I will give this because there's gonna be a lot of detractors that are gonna try to say there is positive rap. You just have to look for it. But that's the key though.
That's what I'm saying.
If I want the rap that's out here now, I don't have to look for it. It's there. I'm gonna get it. Like, it's there for me. But if I want to find positive rap, I gotta dig and dig and dig, and I gotta know somebody that knows somebody that knows something about somebody that knows
Right,
something about somebody that knows about the positive rap
right.
because it's not there. Like, once Lupe and them stop rapping, you know what I'm
That was
saying?
it.
Hey, and J.
As far
Cole,
as mainstream,
he's a yeah, and J. Cole's a businessman. He knows that because of the kind of rap that he does, he don't need to come out with an album all the time. His rap is
mm-hmm.
his rap is iconic to where he just needs to work on an album for like 5 years and drop that joint after he's done with it because he's I mean
He
to
different.
me, yeah, right. Right.
He actually what they would call a lyricist these days.
Yeah, he's a rapper. Like, he's painting a picture. Like, he's putting together a Picasso. Like, he's actually putting together a portrait. But this rap that we got now, man, is straight poison, and we don't want to recognize that it is poison. And if we would, then that would allow us to get further than we are now. Because
Who
where we
is
are,
we?
the
When you say
community.
we,
I'm saying the community, us
I,
as a people. You know what I'm saying?
I think
Black
we
people.
recognize it. I think we recognize it.
No, we don't. We don't recognize it because we play it at school functions. We play it at things that there's supposed to be kids involved, and we know that it's negative. We'll be at the basketball game playing "Get It Back in Blood." What kind of message are we sending to the kids? What are we really telling them if the adults are allowing this kind of poison to be in every arena that they're in? How do you tell them, oh, this is bad, but at the same time we allow them to still play it all the
I need to
time?
know what schools you're hanging around where they playing Get It Back in Blood.
I heard that eat at West last night.
Serious.
Yeah. Now they didn't play the words; they were just playing the beat. I will say that.
All right, okay then. You
I
got to
will
say
say
that,
that.
man.
I
You
will
got to
give them
say
that.
that
They were just playing the beat.
because I can't see
But
Grandma in the
they
stands.
played some other stuff where it was like Marcus was looking at me like, I didn't think they would play that because it was some stuff where it's like, man, I don't think you really play that at I think it's grandmas in the stands, some older people in here. I think you could refrain from that particular song. You know what I'm saying? I think you could let that one slide. But um, you know, I mean,
YMCA everywhere.
yeah, they didn't play it last night.
YMCA.
You know what they was playing? Soldier
What?
Boy up in this. Watch me work. Watch me. Oh, yo, yo.
Come on, man. You
That's the
little
only thing they was playing.
mm, you used to hear
Only
number the
thing,
G thing.
bro.
Number the G thing everywhere when we was growing up.
But that's the thing, though. You gotta know that they got an agenda, man, and they feeding our kids this poison. Our kids are drinking it up more than any other ethnicity and race, and
Yeah.
and they taking it on in droves, and they taking it on as their newfound religion and belief, really. You know what I'm saying, so to
Which
speak.
is crazy.
Yeah, which is nuts because it's a religion of death. That's all it's about. There's no positive outcomes at the end, and everything is so sad, man. I'm like, look at Rod Wave. I know he happy. He got twins. He got a girl. I know he happy, but all he can make is sad music. They put them in these boxes, in these lanes they can't even get out of. It's like,
Well,
man, when you gonna make something happy?
I'm with Rod Wave. He says he never wanted to be this big. Like he hate Hollywood. He don't, and he
Right?
thinking about retiring. He just said that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
He's like, man, I'm thinking I'm gonna retire, man. He's like, I never wanted this.
Right?
I just wanted to make some music, get my stories out,
Get
and
my
it
bread up.
blew up.
Yeah,
He didn't even
and
say
went to a
bread.
whole
He
nother
said,
level.
I didn't want to be this. I
Right?
hate the microphones in my face. I don't want none of that. He said, I just like good music and I wanted my story to be heard.
Right?
And he Hollywood just ain't for him. So when I listen to his music, you could I could see that.
Yeah, you can see where he's trying to escape the machine
Mm-hmm.
that he's trapped in. But
Yeah.
I
He,
mean, I'll say this, man. Have you have you yet seen any rich people that don't suffer great extreme tragic loss?
when you who doesn't
Or
though,
or
right?
or, or difficulties? No, but everybody does, but on like there's a certain scale. You know what I'm saying? Like losing your kids. The Kobe plane crash. Aaliyah plane crash. Just different people losing it. Like Tony Baker just lost his son not too long ago. It's like it'd be kind of crazy, but it just seems like there's a pattern of people with money having great it's almost like there's a sacrifice to have that status that
Mm,
ends up being great at some point in their lives.
that's tough.
Or I feel like I've seen a lot of people where there is a pattern of when they're able to get to that level of that there was some great um difficulty or tragic loss before the money, or something happens
So
when they get the money. Like Kanye, it just reminded me kind of with Kanye. His mom lost his mom, and actually around that time, it was a couple other people that lost their moms too, and people was spreading around conspiracy theories like people sacrificing people and
uh,
stuff like that.
do you coincidental?
Is but that's the thing. It's like how coincidental is it? It's like I mean, look at Paul Walker. He goes up in a blaze, and then I think he goes up in a blaze. You look at Anna Nicole Smith, the way that she passed. You just look at like different celebrities and what they end up leaving. Some of them leaving stuff to their kids and stuff, and just like Kurt Cobain, you know what I'm saying? Courtney Love. It's like stuff just be tragic, but they be having that bread. and pass it on to the kids. It end up being tragedy too. Look at the Browns and the Houstons. Whitney, her whole family is just messed up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
but
lost Whitney, you lost Bobby. You know, it's like Bobby Brown paid for his success for his previous mess up. It's like
what you the
they
last 3 or 4 people you mentioned, it was drugs, man.
it was,
Kurt
but
Cobain, Courtney Love, Whitney.
yeah,
You know,
those were all drugs. Those were all drugs. But look at that monkey that comes on their back. Look at Cosby. He went down for what? Drugs. Drugs was what really took him down because he was giving drugs to people, supposedly, allegedly,
allegedly. Right.
allegedly, allegedly, because that brings me to something else. Like, because I'm really pissed off about this Playboy special that's going on. You know,
Right.
because have you seen the Playboy special? No. Oh
Nah.
man, it's basically like R. Kelly, but the R. Kelly special for Hugh Hefner.
So he was Hugh Hefner dead.
Right. And that's the thing. They waited till he was dead. Cosby, they threw him in jail. Hugh Hefner did the same thing. Quaaludes and stuff, that stuff was popular back then. He was
Yeah.
giving them to all the Playboy bunnies and stuff.
Loosen
But
them up.
nobody was talking about that mess though. They waited till he died, and now it's a whole documentary basically showing how horrible he was, and Playboy
Right.
bunnies coming up missing, and people getting raped and assaulted, and all
What
the
what nationality is Hugh?
got a
That
point.
says a lot.
That says everything. But that's
Bill
what I'm saying. That's why people need to wake up, man. When our people get hit with stuff, man, our first thing can't be to side with the oppressor. We gotta do our own research, see what's going on, and really, what I'm saying, vet the situation and understand that, man, they be having an agenda. Even sometimes when we wrong, we do have to understand that it's bigger than that
right,
dude
because
was
we can't
wrong.
go around saying, everybody was doing it back then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wasn't putting them in their drinks, they was taking them.
Right, he was
He was
offering them
giving it
to
to
them,
them.
and they were taking them. Like there are
Don't
no
make it seem
he's
like
flipped
he
it in
just
they drink.
right.
Right, and somehow this man still got convicted, and Hugh Hefner got to live out his miserable saltini life
Well,
and get to the end with no issues.
Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC,
Yeah, allegedly, from what I heard, that was the case.
and black people don't have ownership in the major media outlets.
And we didn't back him up. All the rappers and everything started making rhymes and making fun of the man. That's what
Trying to
I'm talking
capitalize.
about. These people are not our leaders, but they keep on making them our leaders. Y'all got to wake up and realize that the Saltinis is trying to make they tried to make these people our leaders by putting their quotes out there, having y'all in the shade room, having y'all steady watching all these videos, listening to all their music, and taking their advice and listening to what they saying, and using that to dictate your lives, using that to how you react to people. Um, I look on Twitter and see how many comments I have about
The
that
pink
coach.
pants.
Yeah, about the
Yeah.
pink pants situation. And it's like the way that people qualify you as having, what I'm saying, having something in life is nuts. You know what I'm saying? It's like they don't even know you, and people already dictate that you ain't on the same level as another person and
Right.
try to tell you that you ain't got it and all this other stuff. And it's just like, bro, you don't even know me. And first of all, I'm straight. But it's like
What
you
they
could
basing that off of? The comment alone?
off the comment alone, and that's what the crazy part is. Off the comment alone, you then
Well, if people
formulate
don't
a whole
have
opinion about
nothing to
people.
back up what they're gonna say, then it's next thing to do is attack.
Yeah, it's so basic. Hey, you probably broke. You
Right.
probably ain't got this and that.
Look at your
You
hat.
probably yeah. Hey,
Like,
one dude
man,
said, hey, one dude, and look at how off base people are. I'm bald. This dude gonna say, you wearing hats to protect your hairline. It's like I don't have no hairline.
when he said that, I'm like, okay, what did this guy do?
I'm like, this dude's an idiot. This
I'm like,
dude's an
well, did he
idiot.
go through your pictures, find some shit from what? What?
Yeah, and that's what these people do. I had to get hip like, oh, these people just start going through your profile, try to pick whatever. But I'm roasting them because most of these people, man, behind these keyboards, man, these some sorry folks. I'm gonna
Well, the
be real,
keyboard is their costume.
man. That's their doggone friend, man. That's everything to them. It's everything to them, and
They think that,
they're not really built for it. As soon as I come at them and hit them with some real truth, I can see when I hit them with real truth because they shut up. I'd
but
be
they
like,
get
hey,
personal
man,
again.
I'm looking at your picture. I'm seeing boo, 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 boo. Man, you was lame. You
Right.
was a super lame. They be like,
Uh,
I like you dry.com, ain't you? Like you got it in your head right now, don't you?
and I promise they thinking, sitting there thinking, like,
They
how
think
does
he
he
should have
know?
thinking like, how
How
does
does
he
he know?
know? How does he know? Every night.
You
You
still stay
little
home with your
man.
moms, bro. You still
Man,
running out
I can,
rooms.
but you can tell because you can tell how they react to you. Like, bro, there's no way that you a established guy that got your own stuff that you react in this particular way, in a particular
Hmm.
manner. You would be reacting in a manner that would be more more mature, because a guy that has things, he gonna react in a certain way. Man, listen, I'm gonna give you my opinion, and you can even say the thing was stupid, but you're gonna at least give a more a
Constructive.
more yeah, a more constructive opinion, not just some BS out the tip of your booty hole.
Are you
But
trying to attack?
right, right. But I wanted to see if I can share this one video. This this gonna slide us into a different realm. This just a little PSA. Cause we are gonna, what I'm saying, get ready to wrap it up in a little bit here. But just a little PSA for fathers and for guys that decide that they wanna be hanging out with women that have children. Um, and this is one of the reasons that what a lot of heterosexual people don't understand, that when there are laws that are changed and put in place for people that identify as homosexual, then those laws end up changing the laws as they reference to heterosexual people. So I'm gonna let this video play, but just to give you a little background, basically the video is a PSA explaining to young men about how basically, man, unwillingly you can end up being a father and you don't even want to or have signed up for it. So we just gonna let this play. Pay close attention to it. This guy's dropping some jewels, giving some great information. This is in law right now. Like this is law. Like you can literally look this up, the statutes and everything. So let me pull this up. But it's just some good information for young men. Moms, you need to talk to your son about hanging out with women, because one day somebody is gonna pull this. Not saying it's gonna happen no time soon or nothing, but one day somebody is gonna try to pull this mess, and it's gonna really negatively affect someone. Can you see the
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. We're gonna get the audio in here. So just listen to what my man has to say.
What do you mean by when you say that? Well, let me say this, O'Shea. I'm not here to tell people what to do. Like I said, I give young men advice. They can use advice if they want to. This is not just for young men, it's older men. Again, I don't practice family law, but there have been some developments in the
Fair use,
in
fair
the family
use,
law
fair
area
use.
of
Shout out
law.
to MTR. Fair
Think
use.
about it. And it's only recent, relatively speaking. 2015, Supreme Court addressed the same-sex marriage law in the Overville Hodges case. Basically, what that case was about two women who were married, and one of them wanted rights to. Well, actually, it was about two women who were trying to get a divorce or trying to get married, and it was forcing the different states to recognize those marriages. Of course, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of same-sex marriage, and that's how we got that ruling. Now, as a result of that, there's been some changes in case law. There's a case out of Michigan, and it's called Stankovich v. Milleron. And this case came down out of the appellate court of Michigan in November of 2015, shortly after the Supreme Court case. And basically what they said was that this is another case where two women wanted to have custody over a child, one the biological mother, one the non-biological parent. But because she had spent so much time with the child, they're saying, well, she took on a parental role, and because of that, she's entitled to custody. Now, what had already been on the books was the fact that they can make a person, at that time, they used the technical language, a biological father, pay child support, even if it was against his will. And so now I'm sitting here contemplating, like, wow, that's a horrible situation to be in. And here's something else, and I'd like to share this with you, O'Shea. I'm going to bring this up on the screen here if I can. This is a post that I saw on the internet a while, maybe last week. If you don't think women are thinking about this, let's read this post. Can you make a male babysitter pay child support? I'm a single mom going to college with my sister. We currently rent an apartment together. A couple of weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours. Well, I went to class and my sister wasn't home and he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role?
Wow.
I'm sure I can convince the court that he accepted the fatherly role. So basically what I'm saying is, if you're not careful, you can get caught up in a situation where you could have a judge, a woman sue you. Yes. And so the answer, her first question, can you sue him? Yes, you can sue him. Now, can you get a lawyer to sue him? That's going to be based on whether or not a lawyer feels like there's a good faith claim. But if you got that Overfield Hodges case, and you couple that with the fact that you got this case out of Michigan, and I posted this up too, O'Shea, if you can allow this, because I want the people to see the language. This is what the court said in that November 2015 case. This court stated that given its recognition that a person who is not the biological father of a child may be considered a parent against his will. Wow. Which means even if you fuss and fight, that ain't not my child. That's not my child. I don't want to be the parent. It's not that he even volunteered to say, I'm the daddy, call me daddy, call. No, not like the case in Stankovich case. They're referring to another case that happened back in 1996. Against this will, they made this guy be the dad. Consequently, they burden him with responsibility of paying child support. Such a person being treated as a parent may also seek rights of custody or parenting. So basically, they're saying, yeah, before, we can make somebody be the father against their will. That wasn't a problem. And we would burden them with child support. But it was kind of up in the air whether or not we would give this non-biological parent permission to spend time with this child. But now, since the equitable parent doctrine has been strengthened by the Overville Hodges case out of the Supreme Court of the United States, yeah, we'll go ahead and let them have parenting time too. So what does this mean for the average brother who's hanging out with a single mom? What it means is...
Let me pause this real quick.
So we're just gonna stop it right there. So basically, like, what it does mean is, man, sometime in the future, man could be in a situation where just hanging out, a woman could decide, like, if you've been hanging out for like a week or so, and you've been taking care of that kid, they could decide, I'm gonna leave him with you, and they could force parental rights on you because you assumed a parental role for a certain period of time.
That's wild. That's wild.
And but as wild as it is, we just read law.
Yeah,
Like that's law. Like literally a woman could force you to take responsibility and you didn't even say that's what you was on. You ain't even but if you decide you're gonna stay in her house, you're gonna babysit the kids, she could leave them with you and say that you didn't took on a parental role and you the daddy. You gotta pay
that's
child
wild.
support. Yeah.
That's wild in
Or
itself.
she could leave and say you gotta pay child support because you were like if you were a boyfriend that assumed stepdaddy role and you was taking care of the kids, she could literally go to the courts and petition and say you
You
had a
played a fa-
parental, you
You
played
played
a
a father
father
role.
role.
Right.
He's obligated to continue this.
What's even scarier is when they mention the college woman who
Yeah,
had a friend
yeah, yeah.
and she just asked him, "Hey, can you watch
To
my kids?"
babysit, can you watch my kid? And she trying to see if she can just leave the baby with him.
That's scary. And then put him on child support.
And then put him on child support and make him assume responsibility
That's scary.
because he was babysitting the kid and playing a fatherly role.
I mean, that's tough. That's
She said,
tough.
she said, can I sue him for child support
That's
because
tough.
he assumed the fatherly role? And according to the law, because two lesbians wanted to have parental rights, this is open heterosexuals up to basically having their rights challenged. Like,
Yeah.
what if you divorce your wife and she ends up becoming a lesbian, and then her and the lesbian are helping raise the baby, and she wants rights, you're gonna have to split your rights with the lesbian. You could potentially lose your rights the way everything is set up. Because if they assume a fatherly role, they got the ability to say that
I don't
that's
think
the
it's gonna
role
go
they was
there.
playing. It probably
Like
won't go there.
it's already
But
wow.
it's
The
got some
father's there.
loopholes. It's got some loopholes for some petty people to make fathers obsolete.
What you
Yeah,
mean obsolete? Like
I mean, well, not
nah.
obsolete, but to force fathers to actually be fathers that aren't actually the fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
make it where the original father, you just need to get you a replacement daddy and get him on some child support. Get somebody to stick around long enough that you can hit the threshold that the law will uphold that this was a fatherly figure that you brought into the mix and that this dude was, you know what I'm saying, coming in to be that and do that.
It would have to be a situation where the father ain't around, right? The biological father. And then the guy she's dating, boyfriend, whatever,
Well, this,
plays that role, right?
this well, like dude said, like with the one lady, she was like the way the law was made, there was a loophole where basically the dude that was babysitting, she could force him to assume that role
Assuming that a lawyer thinks he has a
because
good case for it.
because he willingly accepted to do the babysitting and she didn't pay him. So she's
Exactly.
not paying him, and that means he's assuming a parental role. And so
It
she could sue
opens
him for his parental rights to be enforced.
that first case would be huge.
Oh, it would be landmark because it would set a precedent that could just
I don't want to
change
see. I don't want to
everything.
see. It's gonna make God. I don't want to see your kids.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Nah.
want to see your kids, but and that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of speaking back to that. Unfortunately, um, for a man now to actually want to get involved with another woman that with a woman that's got a family, um there's no real advantage for a man to do that in these days and time. It's really it really can end up being a thankless position in the end if it doesn't
Woo.
work out. and
That's tough.
it, it's
That's
a
tough.
very
Slippery
it's
slope.
it's a very slippery slope. Like it's very icy, and
Man,
you put a
that's
lot on the line. Like you sacrifice a lot. You have to have a lot of good faith,
that's what it
and
is, man. It's all
yeah.
fate at that point, right?
Oh man, it really is because I
You question
mean,
it like, man, is it worth it? Do I really love her that much?
yeah,
Well, I'm risking that. If this don't work out and
I
I
could,
show them kids some love, I could
yeah,
be financially responsible for them the rest of their lives.
man, you could be on the hook. You could be on the hook because you try to step up.
That's crazy.
That's wild. So it's like for guys, man. Um, I can't give out no advice. It's gonna get me in trouble. So
Stay dangerous.
hey, period. Stay dangerous, fellas. Hey, never settle. Stay thirsty, my friend. Stay.
Be like Tristan.
Yeah,
Just get
right.
your
Be
own
like
kids out here,
Tristan.
man.
Oh, the
Get your
real.
own kids, and man,
Put them everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
cheaper to
get them
keep them.
out here.
It's ultimately gonna mess up the dynamic of a guy even wanting to take a relationship further. You know, once you
Yeah,
find out there's
exactly,
kids
exactly.
involved, it's gonna
Right.
be like, ah, man, you know what? It's
Like,
not even worth the risk.
like
I
I don't
won't.
know. You
I
gonna end
don't
up
date
sending them
women
shorties
with
home.
kids. I don't date women with kids. That's what it's gonna
Yeah,
come down to.
and it's actually if I would never promote my son to date a woman with kids. I'm gonna say that.
If
I'm gonna keep
that's
it 100.
you talking about right now with that law right now, that's what you telling Mark. Little,
I'm
little
saying
dude.
with or without the law, I would tell my son never to get involved with a woman that's got kids.
Wow.
Cause there's no advantage for him.
Well,
There's only loss to be gained on his part. Like he most definitely can have a great life and everything can work out well, but um there's something to be said about creating your own legacy. And um I'm a proponent of trying to do that if possible. You know what I'm saying? We can't help who we fall in love with. So at times
right.
we end up in certain situations. But if with all things being equal and he's able to talk to me and he's not sure about the situation and he doesn't know if he want to date her in the first place, kind of thing. Like I'm always gonna tell my son, like, man, you know, there's a lot of responsibility involved and you gotta be ready to come in and you have no kids and now you gotta be a dad.
Yep.
You gotta
It
come in
just
and be a
comes down
father.
to it. I don't think you look for it, but
No, it comes along, when it
if that
does.
woman, what you looking for in a woman, that woman with a kid or kids has that.
Now I will say it's different for somebody that already has kids though, because you bringing in the same situation. So
Nah, let's say you don't have kids.
now if you don't have kids, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have kids, I would never advise any man to go and pursue a woman that has kids
Okay,
for a
you been
serious relationship.
okay. You been dating for whatever reasons. You dating women with no kids. It ain't working out. But your mind says, I'm not dating a woman with kids. You work with somebody. This girl is everything you want in a woman, but she got a kid. It's not worth it. You telling your son, he brings her around you. Man, this woman's great. Man, speaks well, got a lot going for her. In the moment he say, yeah, man, she got a little girl. Your whole
How old is the kid?
that's what you think. How old is the kid?
I'm asking him, how old is the kid?
I don't know, whatever. 4 years old.
Too fresh. Still got feelings for the baby daddy. You don't want no parts of that. Run, son. Get up out
That's
of
what you
there.
gonna tell him. Even
Absolutely.
if
I
you
don't
like
care
it.
what.
Okay,
Even if I
you
like her, I'm
like
gonna
the
tell him that it's just not worth it. It's just
I
not worth it,
can't.
man. Because the thing, because it's always gonna be a constant adjustment all your life,
It
whether
is.
especially like if the dad is involved or if the dad's not involved. If the man's being placed on you, if you start adding kids to the fold, things are gonna come into place. It's a lot. It takes a special person to really be able to navigate and deal with it. So it's just
Yeah,
something I wouldn't want for him because it's a lot of difficulties and maturities that's needed to be able to deal with that situation.
it's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. And we know it. We know it.
I wouldn't
But
pass up
a good woman for it. I
right
hear you on that.
because people learn, and maybe she had a bad relationship, whatever. It didn't work out, but she got on her shit instantly. Like, hey, you know what? I'm finna do me, focus on me, woo woo, and that she's a great woman. She just got a kid. If you, that's everything you want in a woman.
Now what if she got a few kids though? She got
See,
four, she got three kids, three different baby daddies. What do you think?
that's tough, bro. Now you just
Is there potential there? Is there is there is there possibilities? Like is this something to take on?
man. I mean, ideally, no. That's a lot, especially if you don't have any. You know,
Right.
that's tough, man. It gotta be like, oh, she gotta be overwhelmingly the one.
Yeah, she
But
gotta be the
even
one
then, you just
above
like,
all the one.
well, I don't want to offend anyone, but like, man, it's at that point, it's like, what's the motive here?
Right. What are we
Are you
doing?
doing everything you can just to get me in here? You
Right.
know, because I know my
So you
worth.
can right, right, right.
So yeah, it's a lot to think about, man. But
It is. It's a lot. It's heavy. It's some heavy stuff. It's a lot of different layers in there. And
well,
to each his own, that's just my take on it when it comes to my
but
son
you
and
know
kind of
what,
that
man? Ain't nothing
topic.
wrong with thinking that way, man. Because women are quick to say they don't want to do it with 3 kids.
Yeah.
They're not
So
doing it.
so
So
and that's the thing, and that's what I'm teaching my sons these days. Like, man, you all have a right to have standards. Like, you
hmm
got a right to say, man, I don't have to be cool with that situation. It's like everybody
right.
wants everybody just to be cool with their situation. It's like,
No, I'm
no,
a big believer in you want what you want.
yeah,
So
exactly. I don't think your situation is a great situation, so I'm not
really
gonna
ain't my thing, you know.
right,
I really
exactly, and I think
wasn't.
that and that should be alright, man. But it's
Right.
like these days, it's like that's not alright. It's like
You
you
discriminate.
yeah, you discriminating if you're not willing to take every ounce of my baggage, trackage, and garbage, and be able to say that you still love me unconditionally. That I'm bringing all this to you. It's like, listen, if you want certain things, you have to set aside certain things, and I think that's a conversation that needs to be had. More than anything, is that these expectations need to be curtailed for for the trajectory that people are not taking to get to those results. It's like
Right.
you got to start actually explaining to people, like, man, people ain't really gonna be feeling that. Like, Mars is not really gonna be trying to deal with you, and you got four baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Or dudes, you got four baby mamas. Like, people ain't gotta get with that situation, you know what I'm saying? People don't have to just accept what you got going on. It's like if you want a certain thing, you want marriage, you want to build, you want a family. Like, I'm a big proponent of starting early, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Speaking of that,
yeah.
speaking, I remember when my sister she had twins
Hmm.
at 16, and I remember telling her then, like, man, you know what you just did? I'm like, you made it that much harder for someone to want to, go out and have a serious relationship with you.
Right.
I'm like, 'cause you got two kids already. I'm like, I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that's a huge pill to swallow for a guy.
Right. It's a lot of responsibility.
I'm like, so let's, and that I told her that, while she was pregnant, like, man, it's gonna be harder for you now, Melissa. So
Yeah.
yeah, I remember just knowing how guys think, and knowing that people want what they want. Like, hey,
Yeah. People want they want. Like, listen. PSA for all the women out there. Guys will have Wilt Chamberlain number bodies. They want you to have like two. That's just
mm-hmm,
that's just what it is. And especially if you talk about, upper echelon men or high value or whatever you want to say, that's what they want. And like we talk about curving expectations, it's like people have to start recognizing like, man, what you want is most definitely attainable, but you have to be a little more realistic. It's like the average black man makes like 40 grand a year. It's like you can't knock all the black men that don't make 100 grand a year. It's like they're trying to make a respectable living. It's respectable. Like we have to start collaborating with each other and building from there. Because if I got 40 and you got 40, now we got 80. I
right.
get 50, you got 50, now we got 100. And that's what creates a productive household. And these days, that's really what you need to be able to make it out here. So like, you know,
It
we
could be
got to
that.
curb our expectations and just really kind of look at what's real, what's really happening out here, what we all really got, and start putting it together. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Each one, each individual relationship is different from everybody else. This is what works for you.
Right.
There is no certain recipe to make this work. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if if he making 20 and you making 80 and it works,
Then that
you
works.
happy, it works for y'all. Like, hey, y'all get it going. Hey, I'm not in your business. Yeah, y'all both happy? Cool. I mean, who's to say, hey, you making 80, but you don't know how to make it work. And he know how to make that work. Well, you're doubling your money. Y'all doubling your money. So
Right.
hey, I don't know. I mean, I tell everybody, man, everybody different, man. What works for me may not work for you.
Right. We got
Your
to
relationship.
collaborate. Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
And so one side doesn't fit all. You know what I'm saying? Like your wife may be a doctor, and you need to just stay at home and take care of the kids. Like, and that's
right,
what works for y'all. It's like she
right.
got the bag. There should still be the respect there and the hierarchy.
And then you
And
got the next guy in his relationship going to work, being a breadwinner,
hmm
and mad because your wife goes to work. She's a doctor, and you sitting at home playing PlayStation, taking care of the kids.
right, yeah. And,
I'm
and
like,
and that and that is something that I've learned to just like, I don't know your situation, so I ain't gonna assume. Like I ain't gonna let it affect me because I don't know what it is. This may be the best thing for y'all. Like you may be actually doing exactly what your family needs. It just look different. It
right,
just look different. When you in that moment and you come in their crib and it's a little funky in there and they sitting around doing nothing, you be questioning it. But
right,
they could just be not cleaning that well. So I don't know. But it's like you be like, man, bro, you sitting here doing nothing, man. It's the middle of the day, you playing Call of Duty. It's like, man, get your butt up, man. What you
right.
on?
You
Like,
can't be complaining about your girls tripping on you and shit. Can't do that.
right, right, right.
And
And
it's
so
always something, man. Every time I'm chilling, you never want me to just chill to be happy. Dude, you chill all day, man.
right. That's all you do. That's all you do. And you
Just
know
do
what?
something.
And it most definitely but man, I think that's something that they try to take away from us too, man, because having your wife at home it's a totally different vibe, when she's really engaged in the homemaking activities. You know what I'm saying? It really kind of sets the family on
It's a
a more
different dynamic, man.
yeah, it's a different dynamic. It just feels a little more stable, feels a little more like home when you come
Yeah,
home,
yeah,
and it's just different. It hit different.
and it's just a worry something you ain't got to worry about.
Yeah, yeah,
Like my
yeah,
my girl taking care of home, bro.
yeah.
It's my job to get out here and bring this bag home. I
Right.
know
She
home
holding it
is
down.
cool. Home is cool. That's a big weight off your shoulders just knowing home is
That
good.
home is straight. That home is cool. Everything about home is good to go. Like
Right.
that's a huge weight off your shoulders. A
Exactly.
huge weight off your shoulders. So that gives you something that a peace of mind that everybody don't have out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
But that's what's up, man. But look, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up with this, man. The Canadian borders, man. Um, y'all just be aware, you know what I'm saying, they out there fighting a good fight. It's a lot of mandates that's coming down, a lot of taxation on the truckers and things of that nature, and COVID restrictions and things of that nature that's going on in Canada that has caused the Canadian people to explode as we start to relax our mask mandates and stuff. A lot of their mandates are kicking up and becoming almost borderline dictatorship. So,
Mm.
y'all, you know what I'm saying, research that thing, look at what's going on over there in Canada because it's some real stuff, man. They are really protesting. If you're not getting your Canadian bacon, um, that's why, because they protesting on the Canadian U.S. border, and ain't nothing getting through right now. Because until things change, the people are taking a stand, which the American people should have did, but thank God somebody did. So they went to Supreme Court, and all of some of this stuff, some of the unnecessary stuff, is getting reversed. And I'm not telling you how to think, but you know, it's just my take on it. Um, but yeah. So, just be paying attention to that because they're gonna try this again, y'all. You know, they're gonna try to lock us down again. They're gonna try to shut down the small business again. There's gonna be. I mean, Bill Gates just said it a couple days ago. There's gonna be another pandemic. So basically, he's telling you what he already knows because he's already got it in motion. So
Yep.
this didn't work out. This didn't affect our systems like they thought it would. We all end up getting antibodies and then build up our systems. The Omicron came out, wasn't as bad as what they thought it was going to be. It just didn't work out the way they thought it was. So back to the drawing board, and then came up with another one. They'll be releasing that into the wild very soon. Unfortunately, man, we got to be prepared and know that these people, you know what I'm saying, they full of it. They full of it. Supreme Court said they full of it. Unconstitutional things that was going on during these mandates. People lost their jobs because of you fear mongering folks out there that didn't know people's vaccination statuses before the pandemic, but now it's so important to you that you can't work next to people, even though you still won't know. You just can assume because of the policies that's put into place. But um, man, freedom ain't free, man, and
Say it again.
freedom ain't
Freedom ain't
free.
free.
You know what I'm saying? And we gotta stand up at some point and actually stand for freedom, from for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We gotta really stand for that and make it real, man. We gotta, as we didn't review earlier, stop poisoning our kids out here with this stuff. You know what I'm saying? With this music and this influence. You know what I'm saying? Get them the right things and start creating families, man.
Yeah. And do your own research, man. Quit believing
Yeah.
everything you see from the media. Like,
Even from us, go do your research. Shoot, come
yeah,
back in the comments and tell us what we was wrong about. But do your research, man. Stop believing these people.
yeah. I'm not saying they wrong. I don't know, but do your own
No,
research. You may find out something you never knew.
and
So
and that's what I
teach
and that's what
us.
I would right, and that's what I'll say. Like, you know what I'm saying, full disclosure. It's not that I just feel like that I know everything, but I know that they don't know everything.
All right.
And that the way they're moving is that they know everything is false, and it's created a false sense of security and things that they have no idea what they're really doing. And people just got to wake up to that they won't even let you see the information. They
That's what I
went
was about to say.
to the
Go ahead.
they went to the court and asked them to suppress it for 75 years and dwindle it out to you all over a 75-year period. You know what that means? I'm 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 in my late 30s. By the time I would get the information, I would be dead before I realized everything that they had done and how they approved it and everything like that. So, do your research. This is real. Like, they don't even want to give you the information. Like, they have all the information now. They could release it online tomorrow, and
Mm-mm.
they are begging the US government to protect them and allow them not to give you that information. If everything is cool, why is that going on? That makes no sense. It's like, so just do your research, man. And that's what we always say on the PZ podcast, do your research, man. But you know, I appreciate you, KG, for rocking out with me
No
tonight,
doubt.
man. You know what I'm saying? Great
Great to be
show.
here.
We're gonna keep it going, man. And listen, man, y'all rock with us, man. We gonna get it really going, man. We're gonna get the Patreon going so y'all could be able to support, next time on the banner. I guess, what I'm saying, we gotta have the cash app. To ask people to
Yeah.
support the show, man, because we do need support to support the show. It helps us expand. We try to do some real things in the community, trying to be able to have an impact. So we most definitely want to be able to reach out and do that stuff, man. We try to do some stuff with our hometown of Maywood, what I'm saying, bring on some legends and stuff like that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? These
I
things
like that.
all take some monetary doing. So, what I'm saying, as you all see the support coming up, don't hesitate to support. Um, you don't have to agree with the views, but just come and get the news. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And that's all. You know what I'm saying? And come and debate.
Yeah.
Hey, you come in the comments. You want to slide on the show? Hey, we got you. We'll slide you on the show. We gladly will let you on to debate. This show is open to everybody that wants to slide in and just have something to say. We most definitely take live guests as we doing the live show. So, like I said, you don't have to agree with the views. We just come and get the news, man. You know what I'm saying? Our people suffer for lack of knowledge. So we just trying to give them the knowledge that they didn't get, that you can't even get from college. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But this will get you real polished. So y'all just come through and rock with us, man. We're gonna keep it going. So salute to you, KG. Salute to y'all out there. Man, y'all check this joint out, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. And peace out, man. We'll be hollering at y'all, man. Y'all stay up, man. Y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay prayed up because it's real out here. Holla back.
Yes, sir.